Ladies and gentlemen of the Action Army, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of Answers for Athletes. In today's video, we have a question from Austin Bennett 11, who says, if I have 15 minutes before my men's league game and I was going to do the 2-minute/45-second 5 times, what are some isometric exercises other than wall sits that you would recommend? I have a great answer for you. Before I give you that answer, make sure that you comment JUMP, J-U-M-P, down below in the comment section for a free bodyweight vertical jump training program, and comment your question down below if you want me to answer your question in a video just like this. So for anybody who doesn't know what Austin means by 2-minute/45-second 5 times, what I recommend for your isometrics, this is what I do in my indestructible knees program, and this is what I do in the first phase of my vertical jump secret system, is on one leg workout, we will do 3 to 5 sets of 45-second isometrics. Now, the next time that we go do a workout, we will alternate. We will do 3 to 5 sets of 2-minute isometrics. Now, the 45-second, it's usually a little bit more intense. It's usually a little bit heavier load, a little bit more maximum voluntary contraction. And then when we do our 2-minute, because it's longer duration, it's usually a little bit less load, a little bit less intense. Sometimes not less intense, but maybe an easier variation of an isometric. So to answer your question as to what you can do before your basketball game, this is men's league games, this is any basketball game, this is any sporting event, I guess, other than wall sits. The reason I recommend wall sits is because that's the most accessible, right? When you're at a basketball court, you know, if we run through the isometrics that you could do a single leg knee extension hold, but most people don't have a leg extension machine near the court or in the same building as the court. If you do, that's great. Do single leg knee extension hold. That could be something that you could do. We have a reverse Nordic, which if you're doing the isometrics for knee pain, the chances are we're not going to kneel on the hardwood floor. So if you have a mat, this could be great. Reverse Nordics more focused on quadricep tendinopathy, but reverse Nordics are an option, just a little bit. They're definitely accessible, but probably not the best thing to do if we're kneeling on a hardwood floor. We have tiptoe squat hold, which is going to be good. That's also good for quadricep tendon pain. Remember, for quadricep tendon pain, you're going to be in deeper knee bend. You want that quad tendon in a stretch position, doing the isometric in a stretch position. For patellar tendon pain, normally more shallow knee bend. So that's a good one. You could do a lunge hold. Not mad at a lunge hold at all. I like lunge holds a lot. So those are a couple things that we could do. You know, there's plenty more isometrics, but my question is, why don't you like the wall sits? A lot of people say they don't like wall sits because they said they did wall sits and the wall sits hurt their knees. And they feel better whenever they do a different form of isometric, which completely valid. That's okay. I would say for half of the people who say that, you probably just did too much too soon, and you probably did a deep 90-degree angle wall sit, and it just hurt your knees. So maybe start in a more shallow wall sit. But for the other half of you, it really like that exercise might not agree with you. Some exercises don't agree with some people. I had a professional basketball player that I used to train. He played pro in Spain, and we did rear foot elevated split squat one time, and his knee swelled up. And I said, what? And he said, yeah, when I do this exercise, my knee swells up. I said, why didn't you say that? Right? And then so from there on out, we avoided that. I said, do you want to, look more into it? He says, no, we'll just avoid that. I said, all right. But yeah. So some exercises don't agree with some people, so completely cool with that. Side note, I got a question that said, do I need to squat to increase my vertical? They hurt my back. Just don't squat, bro. Tons of other stuff that you could do. Now, I have a few things that a few criteria that I want you to follow when you're trying to figure out which isometric that you should do before your basketball. Number 1. It depends on your accessibility to the equipment. I already talked about that a little bit. So if you have a single leg extension, if you have a leg extension machine, you want to do, leg extensions, you could do deeper knee bend, make it a little heavier. To focus on the quad tendon more, you could do a little bit shallow knee bend to focus on the patellar tendon. That's a great one to do. Reverse Nordics, if you have a mat, tiptoe squat hold, you don't need anything except a floor. Hopefully you're not just floating in the air. So you could do tiptoe squat hold. That one's a little bit more intense on your knees, though. You could do a wall sit. You don't like wall sits, but this is for everybody else. Wall sit. You could do wall sits with, backing your heels up to the floor, getting in a deeper knee bend. So a real crunched position wall sit. That's going to focus a little bit more on the quad tendon. The second criteria, it depends on if you have quad tendon pain or patellar. I just talked about that. So do your isometrics based on if you have quadriceps tendon pain or patellar tendon pain or both. Choose your isometric that is going to target the quad tendon or the patellar tendon in general. And next is depends on how bad your knee pain is and if the focus is to feel bouncy in that game or fix your knees. So for my high school athletes, for my high school basketball team, we do 3 to 5 sets of isometrics before every game. But most of them don't have knee pain because I've put the proper ISOs and proper load management in place because I can control what they do as high school athletes for the most part. So what am I saying? Oh, so our main goal was to just hit some ISOs, but then feel bouncy in the game, right? So if you do more intense ISOs or isometrics that are harder, it's going to be better for your tendons, but less beneficial for your bounce. You might feel fatigued, at least at the start of that game. So if the goal is bounce, then we would just hit lighter isometrics. A wall sit that's not as deep, a lunge hold that's not as deep. So it really depends on whether or not your knee, like how bad your knees are, and do your isometrics based on that. So I still recommend that everybody do 3 to 5 sets of isometrics. Everybody before their games. But if your knees aren't that bad, it's kind of just like checking the box and preparing. And then I would go do your dynamic warm-up, your layup lines, shooting around, whatever it's going to be. But hopefully this answered your question. That's a few other exercise variations and isometric variations that you could do. But that's what I got for you. Like this video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel. We post every single day at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And take your athleticism to the next level. We got every program that you need to get explosive, bouncy, fix your knees, get an explosive upper body, all that. We got the Indestructible Knees program. We got Beyond the Rim 1, Beyond the Rim 2, Beyond the Rim 3. We got Beyond the Rim Strong and Bouncy, Beyond the Rim Project Plyo. We got Beyond the Rim Vertical Jump Secret System. It's my 2-year-long plan, customizable plan. Every exercise has levels, and you do the level that is most beneficial to you, and then you progressive overload and try to get higher and higher, beat the levels to unlock the next phase. It's dope. People are getting crazy gains. And then we got our upper body athlete programs. But yeah, tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will see you there. I love you all. Peace.